Yeah, and welcome back to this simple channel. We're gonna continue to the trial.
Mr. Bedford, is your son capable of murder?
Of course not. Why, Franklin helped to organize the Youth Anti-Violence March in the park last fall.
Uh, nope. That cannot be.
Objection!
That cannot be considered as a proof that he's not a killer. Assuming facts not in evidence, I think irrelevant.
Irrelevant. The defendant's opposition to violence in the abstract can't be taken as evidence against his propensity for actual violence.
Sustained. Please strike that from the record.
Tag Vanderhook was shot at 6 a.m. May 6th.
At which time Franklin was home.
You can swear to this?
With pleasure. Now, let's be honest. This trial is a farce. My son has been targeted because he's a Bedford. Certain factions in this city want to see us cut down to size.
Speculation.
Objection!
Speculation.
The defendant is speculating about the people's motives. We intend to prove this case on the evidence.
Objection sustained. You're not doing yourself any favors, Mr. Bedford.
Tell us about your interactions with your son on the morning of the 6th.
I woke up about a quarter after 5 to the sound of his golf swing. And that happens every morning in season. He likes to practice in the yard at sunrise. We had breakfast together half an hour later, as usual, and after that, I dropped him off at school.
You drove him personally?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Usually he rides with Allison, but she took the bus that day.
Your witness, Mr. McCoy.
Mr. Bedford, are you aware that perjury is a federal offense?
I stand by my testimony.
All of it?
Yeah, all of it.
You testified that Franklin's golf practice woke you up.
Yes, he's very committed to improving his drive. I fully support him in his ambition, but unfortunately, the backyard borders my bedroom.
Is it possible that Franklin's golf practice woke Mr. Bedford up? If he, if Franklin asked Mr. Bedford to practice with him, that is possible, though. No, why not? Allison said Mr. Bedford sleeps in the basement. Allison said Franklin never practiced at home. I don't know. There are no backyards in Manhattan. There are, eh? It was raining on the day of the murder. Yes.
Your son must be very committed, considering it was pouring rain on the morning of the murder.
He may have been practicing in the study. I don't recall.
Practicing his drive in the study. I hope you don't have any Tiffany lamps in there. You two had breakfast together.
As we do every morning.
Allison Conway said she never saw Franklin that morning.
Well, of course she wouldn't. As a rule, Allison stays in her room with the baby till it's time for her to go to school.
No. Oh, huh. She had to come to the kitchen to make baby food.
Allison told us she had been down to the kitchen that morning.
What can I say? The two of them just missed each other.
You personally drove Franklin to school?
In the Mercedes, yes. Allison was delayed by the baby that morning, as I recall, so she had to catch a bus.
The headmistress testified that she saw Allison's car in the parking lot. Yeah, that's the right one.
Mrs. Boersma, the headmistress, told us that Allison drove the Mercedes to school that morning.
she was mistaken.
She was mistaken.
The murder weapon was found in Franklin's locker. Perhaps you can tell the court where it came from.
I have no idea where it came from. Well, it was obviously planted there by the murderer.
Can we connect Mr. Bedford with the murder weapon here? Mr. Bedford confessed to buying the gun for Franklin's birthday. No. I think this one. Franklin confessed to taking it from his father, said it's Mr. Bedford's gun.
Mr. Bedford, Franklin has already confessed to taking that gun from your safe.
Yes, well, all right, but not to pulling the trigger. I'm telling you, he was framed. Franklin was framed. What's that?
Your Honor, my client has some information to impart privately.
Are you requesting a recess?
I think I'm requesting a continuance.
I think what Mr. Bedford said before is right. Franklin is framed. Okay, let me continue.
Yes, Franklin Bedford was here that morning. He signed in at 5:48, and the nurse processed his paperwork at 6:40.
Is this a significant fact? Yes. Okay, I think someone besides Franklin entered the mystery code. He signed in at 5:48 and the nurse processed his paperwork at 6:40. Someone besides Franklin shot Tech Vanderhook. Yeah. The time of that is 6:05. Someone besides Franklin entered the golf team's code. All of the above. I say the answer is all of the above, but at which time Franklin was Tech Vanderhook was shot at 6 a.m. At which time Franklin was home? At which time Franklin was sign in at 5:43. So okay, assuming that Tech Vanderhook was shot at 6 a.m. May 6, okay, and then Franklin Bedford signed in at 5:48. So the time distance was 12 minutes. So I think that Franklin went to the hospital around 5:36. And then if you look at mystery code, okay, mystery code. $5.40. So the one who entered the code at 5:40 could not be Franklin. So yes, this is true. This is true. This is true. So all of the above. That's my opinion.
Are you sure it was May 5th? This is very important, Dr. Markovich.
Quite sure. Tissue samples arrived at the DNA lab at 10 a.m. on the same day. Results haven't come back yet.
DNA lab? Can you tell me the nature of the tests?
Franklin hasn't said?
No.
Then I'm afraid I have to invoke doctor-patient privilege.
Oh, I think I'm right. Frankie could not be the killer, but who killed that Vanderhook?
Okay, out with it.
Huh?
You were willing to risk going to jail rather than admit you were at the clinic on the morning of the murder.
So? The alibi checked out. As far as you're concerned, that's where the matter ends.
The matter ends when my curiosity is satisfied.
Curiosity is satisfied. Why did you visit the doctor and why did you hide the truth? I think we should ask her about why Frankie visited the doctor.
Why did you visit the clinic on May 5th?
They think I might have AIDS.
No. 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 The doctor talked about sending tissues to a DNA lab. Look, this one.
Nice try. Your tissues were sent to a DNA lab. They don't test for AIDS by analyzing your DNA.
All right, it's not AIDS. It's a genetic disease. I don't remember what it's called.
If it's a genetic disease, then your dad's at risk. Let's call him right now.
Wait. I went in for a paternity test. I brought them a tissue sample from Allison's baby to find out if Harrison's really the father.
If not Harrison, then who?
Tag.
Tag? Uh-oh. Tag's the father?
Tag?
I ran into him the Sunday before he died, when I was out pushing Brendan in his stroller. He started talking smack, acted like he was gonna mess with the baby. I told him to get back, and he was like, doesn't a father have rights anymore?
That's it.
Well, you know, it made me start to wonder.
Let me get this straight. Based on one smartass comment from Tag, you made arrangements to get a paternity test, then risked a murder conviction to keep it a secret? You took him that seriously?
Yeah, I took him seriously. Tag wasn't the kind of guy to tell lies for no reason.
No. He's habitual liar, I think. Franklin earlier said Tag was a habitual liar. Okay. Yep. He started talking smack, acted like he was gonna mess with the baby.
You told Detective Briscoe and Curtis that Tag told nothing but lies.
Yeah, but...
And you've been telling nothing but lies in this interview.
Uh-oh.
Why didn't you tell the truth?
I wanted to protect Allison. She doesn't know about it.
She doesn't know. What do you mean she doesn't know?
I can't explain.
Accept this answer? You think the mother will at least have some idea who the father of her baby might be. Franklin's in no position to be withholding information. Franklin's been wasting our time long enough. All of the above. I think all of the above again? Huh? Yeah, he's been wasting our time long enough because of his lying. Or because of his lie. You will think that the mother would at least have some idea who the father of her baby might be. Yes, that's right. All of the above, I think. I'm sorry if I'm wrong.
Is the paternity test a lie as well?
No, look, I didn't believe Tag at first. Like you said, the dude was a liar, and I knew Allison couldn't stand him. But he kept needling me about it, telling me that Harrison knew all about him and Allison, and then, a couple days later, this came in the mail.
Enjoy the show. Everybody else has. I haven't seen my share of the box office, but that's about to change. Tag.
Don't say anything to my dad, okay? He might take it bad, and Allison, she's part of the family now, her and Brendan. I just don't want to be the one who spoils it.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to get really convinced that Franklin's not the killer. Allison is like sister to him, yeah. He would do anything, whatever it took to protect Allison. I think that's all for now. And I think the next scene will be about watching the tape record. The record tape also whatsoever. Or what you call whatsoever. So thank you for watching and I'll see you later. See you around.